Daddy, why are you crying? Mommy's in heaven. My wife, after all those hours on the transatlantic flight, got off the plane back home, and home was Poland. She got off the plane and said she didn't feel well. And I said, okay, we'll put the kids in the back seat. It's 5 hours home. They'll sleep, you get to sleep. Just lay your head in my lap. And she did. We got home. She's changing Jeff, our son's, diapers. And I'm out in the front yard, waved at Betty inside the house. And then the next moment, my daughter's coming out. Daddy, Daddy, is Mommy joking? She's lying on the floor. And I said, no, sweetheart, I'm sure she's not joking. She may be just tired. What I didn't know is as I walked in the room, our son was just laying on the diaper changing table, of course not strapped in, immediately put him down and then attend to her, but I could tell, I was pretty sure she was already dead because of her color. So here I am carrying my wife out into the car. She had died, what we now know probably is deep vein thrombosis, blood clots that move to your lungs. After sitting, not moving much on a transatlantic flight. And then all of a sudden, everything changed. Now I am a widower with 2 small kids living in a foreign country. Everything was, okay, now what do I do, Lord? Trying to function was all I could do. It was just tough because there was nobody else to answer the cries or the concerns of the children or the coughing or the vomiting or whatever else. It was, I didn't have that person who I could share my most heretical thought with and know that I was accepted. And I missed that. So, who did I talk to? I talked to God. Constantly. It was a running conversation. It's supposed to be that way all the time. It was that way after I came to Christ back in grad school. It was that way. And here I am back doing the same kind of things, the desperation for God. God is in the pit. He's in the pit. And he was in the pit hours, in the afternoon evenings with the kids, bedtime, trying to keep the routine, make sure I read to both the kids. Tried to find the most important things, not always doing it right, or doing it the way I wanted to, but at the same time not forsaking them as well. On the day of the funeral, my daughter curled up with me in bed the morning before the funeral service in Omaha. And she was really protective of me as a little 5-year-old. She just wanted to protect her daddy. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. 32 years later. But she said, what's going to happen today? And I explained what was going to happen. And then we're going to sing some songs. Well, what songs? And I said, well, one of the songs she wanted, It Is Well With My Soul. Well, how does that song go, Daddy? And I sang it. Of course, I cried. Because was my soul really good or not? It is well with my soul. Yes, I just cried. It is well. I've been a very happy man for 31 years. It is well because it's God I depend upon, not in my circumstances. That's what I clung to through her death, is that he's good and he's sovereign and I have a choice to make. Do I want to trust him with it or not? Coming back, I can say with all candor, 32 years later now, I miss the intimacy I had with God. I know that sounds terrible, but I literally had to depend on him every moment. And not now. I can get by most of my day without him, I think. But this is one beautiful thing about our Lord, is that he says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He also promises us that there's no place we can go that we can escape him. So he's there in the moment as Betty's living. He's there in the moment she's dead, and he's there at the moment of my absolute loneliness or loneliest points. And I often joke I have troubles with deistic thinking. God set the world in motion, and I'm totally willing to trust him on all of that, but I have to remind myself he's also personal, and he's very interested in meeting me wherever I am emotionally today, and that's God. Now, I knew that intellectually, but I'm forever grateful that I went through this experience to be able to see God show up.